Hello and welcome to a preview for the PGL EU RMR. I'm going to do both groups and they're going to be pretty quick as well because I don't believe there's a lot that we need to go into. I do have some picks that might be a little bit different to the norm, but look forward to those in a little bit and I'll let you know when they're coming up, don't worry. First and foremost, we'll start with Group A, of course, and I think the first three that I've picked out here are quite straightforward. FaZe, G2 and Cloud9 to go straight through to the main stages of the IEM Rio Major. I don't think any of these three should really face any issues. FaZe and G2 being the strong favourites there, hence why I put them in 1 and 2. Cloud9 are in good form at the moment. And that's about that. The next two I have chosen for us to talk about, NIP and Spirit. Now I've edged Spirit into 5th place here, but NIP coming in with Alexi B as the IGL, I think it will make him better overall and over time. I'm not too sure if that's right now. So I think these two are kind of a coin flip. If I had to be honest, maybe Spirit would be more likely to go into that 4th spot. But I believe both of these squads should be getting through. The final three from this group that I have coming up the rear, Fnatic, Sprout, and Eternal Fire. These three squads, a mixed match of teams that I think have good name value. They're in either good form, good firepower compared to the rest of the field. And I personally believe if they were going to get through, they'd get through in these slots. There's a low likelihood that they're going to be going for any of those top 4 squads. So the potential upset of this is I haven't put Astralis through. They're without Config, who has been taken out of the lineup under auspicious circumstances. Potentially, apparently, it was broken ankle. Now there's some news recently just released at the time of recording about potentially him being in a punch-up of some sort. Not 100% sure what's happening there. Config was one of the shining stars of this lineup. He was that kind of like, you'd hope that if he turned up to a match, they were pretty good. Without him, I think they're really going to struggle. I think there's lineups like Eternal Fire and Spirit and Nip and Cloud9 and Fnatic who have firepower on this lineup, which are now just going to outweigh Astralis. And in terms of their tactical ability, it hasn't been a much for it. Other squads that I've missed out, of course, is Bad News Eagles and Forwards here. I've put them as probably the likely 2 other squads who might be able to challenge into those top 8 positions for this RMR. I don't have a lot of faith in either, but there are some weak squads out there that might slip up, and these are the kind of teams that I think will capitalise on it. Switching over to Group B now, slight change to the headers. There's only 3 spots that are available for direct qualification into the major. The 4th spot, which is not currently here, is actually put aside for the North American RMR. I won't be going into that because I'm pretty sure Liquid will take that. If they don't, Jesus, what's going on, Liquid? The first 2 that I've put in here, Navi and Vitality. Navi had a bit of a slip up at the last event, but I think they're going to get it back together. They're a great squad. They're going to have the full lineup available for the entire event, hopefully. Vitality, fantastic form coming in from EPL groups. They went 5-0 in their group. Fantastic, and I think they will carry that into this next stage. The next 2 I brought through, OG and Heroic. Now, the 3rd spot is going to be a 3rd decider. I think OG's firepower has been fantastic. They have good form at the moment. I back them to make it through this next stage. Heroic is that other team that's right on the edge for me. They're a team that, on paper, when we were talking about name value, they should be in that 3rd spot. They just have not been consistent. They've never found a way for me to always make sure that everyone's firing on all cylinders. Right now, OG have everyone doing that, and I tip them on the form. Might be a slightly controversial pick there, not putting Heroic in for the top 3. Up next, I've got Outsiders, Mouse, and ENCE. Roughly in that order as well. ENCE had a terrible start with their brand new lineup, but I think they're slowly leveling up. They did play some mini tournament in between, didn't look amazing there. I still think the pieces on that lineup are good enough to get them through this next stage, but I hope to see a much better performance. Mao's currently in form. You can see they have a number 5 rating on there. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think if you look at a squad like Vitality, currently placed in 10th place, I think Vitality are definitely better than Mao's, but form dictates that that's where they are, and so I think that form will help them get through to the next stage. Outsiders as well, also in a good spot, got some young guns on there. I think that will carry through with the experience elsewhere in the lineup. And for another potentially controversial pick, I haven't put what many people might suspect to be there in BiG. I've put Falcons. This squad is one that has a lot of name value on there. You've got Masuta and MBK. MBK obviously a legend. Masuta formerly of the Vitality squad. These 2 pieces added to the Falcons squad have made them look quite good. They did very well in the qualifier for this event, and I think they will skew it over BiG. I haven't really been that convinced about BiG. They're one of those coin flip teams for me again, that if they don't have a good start, they could definitely get picked, and it'll be a squad like the Falcons who will take that last spot off them. There is also that potential that it's big at the majors and they might just sail on through. That's the issue. I don't have a lot of faith in that squad. Hence why I've got them in with the potential qualifiers next to K23. Not a lineup I know a lot about. I look at the names in there and I know they've been around these events before. They're the kind of team, the mixed team from Eastern Europe who's just going to come in and batter everyone. There's certainly a possibility with these squads, especially when you don't know a lot about what they're going to be doing on the server. And then Heat, very much similar to Falcons in the sense that they're a French-based squad that have good names on there that could do damage. And I think any of those three teams there, as well as Falcons, could be vying for those last spots. Equally, if ENCE don't get it together, or Heroic have a terrible start, they could also lose their spots to these squads. Well, there's the list of my final standings of who I think will probably be making it through. I think there's certainly some wiggle room on some of the spots that I spoke about, specifically in the positionings of NIP, Heroic, Falcons. Definitely room for manoeuvring, but that's the joy of these open qualifiers leading into these RMRs ahead of the main event. I think most of the favourites will make it through. Will there be some new stickers? I hope so. Yeah, I could definitely see someone like Falcons getting through, hence why I've put them on there. But at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Go down to the comment section. Tell me who you think I got right, who I got wrong. All down there. I look forward to talking to some of you soon. And thank you for watching.